Good evening and salutations, my JH fans. Let's start with this whole Maxie and Peter thing. You know what? I had to kind of redo this. Here's the thing. As much as I want to gloat, as much as I want to sit there and have a petty party and sit there and say I told you so, I'm going to try to, well, I'm going to try to hold back a little bit. I'm going to try to hold back a little bit because it just hit me today. That as much as I want to sit there and say I told you so, Maxie, this is everything that they're saying is true, and you've been practically pushing every single person away that knew you your entire life, and now the truth is right in front of you. And I'm going to sit there and try to not take in so much joy in this because, well, she's pregnant. So I'm going to pull some punches a little bit. But, yeah. Valentine pretty much just told Peter's dirty laundry. Drew's playing, Shiloh blackmailing him. By the way, Sam wanted to whoop Peter's ass, and Dante held her back, and I was like, nah, Dante, let her at it. She deserves this. She deserves all this. Like, she deserves every punch that she's going to take to Peter's face, every scratch on his face. He deserves all this. We all know how I feel about Sam at times, but she's owed this one. But yeah, the whole time Valentine's not there telling, Peter's dirty laundry. Peter's not there trying to deny it, and Maxie's like, well, I can't believe this. This doesn't seem right. Like, she's still in denial to some extent. Like, she knows that Valentine isn't lying, but there's a part of herself that's just holding on to hope. And even after everything, she's like, well, Anna wouldn't have done that to me. Anna would have told me the truth. She wouldn't have lied to me. And Anna comes downstairs, and Anna confirms everything that Valentine has said. And now she is just, she's angry, she's hurt, she's surprised. I mean, she has all those emotions going at once. On top of the fact that she realized that every single person that was warning her about Peter was right. And of course, Peter, listen, Peter is a very interesting character, especially when he goes, quote-unquote, villain mode. Peter kept sitting there trying to deny it the whole time, like, no, Valentine's lying, and, he's lying for some reason. I don't know why he's lying. And then when Anna comes downstairs, I'm like, lie your way out of this one, bro. Go on. I want to see you do it. Let's see how good of a liar, good of a manipulator you are. When not only you have Valentine, which is practically like a father to you, you have Anna that's sitting there telling the whole room your dirty laundry. Let's see you got this one, bro. Mac punches him in the face. Maxie starts to not feel well. All the stress, everything that's hitting her, she has to sit down, and now everyone's worried about her and the baby, so, they're going to probably want, taking her to the hospital in the next episode. But, yeah. I know I've been sitting there saying that, I don't feel sorry for Maxie whatsoever. And here's the thing, if she wasn't pregnant, man, I would have had a different video. I would have had ice cream. And I would have been having what's called a petty party. But because she's pregnant, I'm going to pull some punches a bit on her. It is what it is, And I'm going to leave it at that. Because if I say anything else, man, I'm going to come across as a dick. I felt like Jax was kind of wasted a little bit in this episode. I mean, he talked to Carly, and Carly just pretty much kind of, said everything what she said yesterday. I mean, she talked about Nina acting like a jackass at Sonny's funeral. She talked about the fact that Nina's going to wind up poisoning Wiley, trying to paint this twisted version, this fairy tale of Nell, and it's at very best it's going to confuse her because she is grieving, and everything that Carly said was right. Alicia. So sorry I kept messing up your name. I'm really bad with names, so I'm really sorry about that. Now, Nina. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like this character since the get-go. Since the beginning. And this character has somehow went from bad to decent to whatever version of this, whatever effed up version that we are seeing today. And here's the thing. So she's not there playing with Wiley and Willow. And a couple of times Willow's like, oh, do you want mommy to sit there and help you? Nina has this look on her face like, why is she sitting there calling herself mommy to Wiley? Like, it's now. Like, she had that look on her face, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously? I'm just like, so she really, I mean, granted, at this point, I sound like a broken record because, well, she sounds like a damn broken record. Every victim of Nell's, she tries to downplay and say that she is, well, troubled. I mean, does she not know the fact that Wiley was actually having medical problems and Nell didn't want to sign a form that was going to get him the proper medical care that he needed? But she has the audacity to sit there and give, Willow some sort of look on her face every time she kept saying, hey, you want mommy to help you with this or that. Like, is this chick just... Listen, I get it. I try to look at it this way. When I watch these soap operas, no matter what soap I'm watching, there's always going to be a character that you're not going to like. And I try to sit there and think, before I just fly off the handle, that if we liked every single character on this or any other soap, it'd be kind of boring, a little bit. I mean, we have to have some sort of character that we don't like. I mean, it's kind of like life. We don't agree with everyone. But this chick... wow. So, at some point, Carly decides to come over. And... she's seeing Wiley and stuff like that, and Wiley goes upstairs with Willow. And, Carly's like, listen, we kind of got off the wrong foot. Let's just kind of put our differences behind us and just do what's best for Wiley. Because she came in, she was like, I kind of came across too strong. And Nina was like, well, that doesn't really sound like an apology. And me and Carly both looked at her like, no, sweetheart, that wasn't an apology. What? Is she just like... Sometimes I feel like Nina is in a completely different reality than everyone else. And I'm just like, man, I really want to visit your reality one day. Because I wish I could sit there and just wake up one day and just see things totally different. But, it must have been at some point where where Willow wasn't watching Wiley. And Nina was there, because when Wiley comes downstairs, Willow is just heartbroken. And Carly's like, what happened? What's wrong? And, one second, I want to make sure I get this right. Wiley said, I'm not his real mother. I want you to sit there and just take a minute, a few seconds, just to sit there and think about that. And we all know, at this point, who's responsible for that. So I feel like every day at some point, Nina just gets worse. And I don't know if I should just be impressed or angry every time I sit there and watch this character. I'm confused. I'm at a loss at this point. The look on Carly's face said it all. And you see in the next episode, Carly starts to lay down the law on Nina. Now, of course, at this point, I'm just sitting there wondering, should I actually have a shot? Before I watch whatever this scene is, should I have a shot in absolute? Before I start watching whatever garbage that's going to come out of Nina's mouth? Or should I sit there and try to do sober and see how I feel about the scene? So I'm thinking about that. Honestly, to tell you the truth, at this point, I can't wait for Michael to put Nina on notice. Because this is a first in a long list of jacked up decisions that Nina's gonna make. And I am just I felt like I had another word. Befuddled? I don't even know if that's a real word, but you know what? At this point, it's Nina. So I honestly tell you the truth, at this point, I don't really give a damn. I'm just befuddled at this character. And we're going to leave it at that because it's... Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. And again, I felt like Jax was wasted in this whole episode. Here's the thing, I kind of did this video twice, so I don't remember what I said or what I didn't say. So if I said it again, I apologize. But pretty much Jax was sitting there talking to Carly about how he feels bad about Nina and what he did and his role, and trying to, in some sort of way, stick up for Nina. Yeah. I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, I think it was sort of the same point that they talked about before, was that Carly was worried that Nina was going to put her BS fairy tales into Wiley's head and confuse the kid. And, well, she did exactly that. So, yeah, that's where we are. So, Franco decided to move into the Metro Court to not be a danger around Cam and Liz, but they showed up anyway. Just, you know, give him some stuff, make it feel more homey. They didn't really talk about much of anything, to be honest. It was really not that important, except for the fact that at some point Liz had to leave, and Liz was like, "All right, I gotta go," and looked at Cam and you know, Cam was like, "What? All right, I mean, that's cool, you can leave." And Franco was like, no. See, the whole point of me being here is that I'm a danger to you, the boys, and her. So he freaks out a little bit. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm surprised that he didn't go full Cam mode at this point. And he walks out, and, you know, Franco thanks him. He's like, all right, you know, whatever. Because at one point, when he leaves, he was like, are you coming down with me? Because technically, if I'm not supposed to be here, then you're not supposed to be here either. And I laughed at that scene. And I laughed at that scene because, again, Franco and Cam have come so long. And when I look at scenes like this, it really reminds me how far they came. I mean, you gotta sit there and remember, Cam pretty much is like, Franco can kick rocks, you know? Apparently, you know, Liz and men and stuff like that, and, you know, Cam was like, you know, all these guys that sit there and come into our life, they never stick around. And you'll just be the latest in a long list of guys that has come and gone. And I'm not going to really sit there and, because I feel like that comment could be said, like, thrown so many different directions, but, again, it was funny because they've come a long way. Cam leaves, and, you know, Franco's like, he's right. I mean, the whole point of me being here is that way I want to be a danger. And of course, Liz tries to downplay it. And at one point, she's like, "Oh, you sound like Jason." And I was like, "Okay, Liz." Alright, Liz, is your scene almost over? Because every once in a blue moon, you will do something to just irk me. But then she's like, she's scared and everything like that, so it is what it is. And they hug, and then that ends that. So, where the hell is my damn water at? Anna. Before she came downstairs to clean up her mess, she was upstairs trying to clean up another mess with Finn. And Finn was so not happy at this point. And I couldn't blame him. I could not blame him. And by the way, when I was sitting there saying, like, because Finn, when Anna came in the room, Finn was like, Anna was like, I'm sorry. And Finn was like, I don't want to hear an apology. What else have you lied to me about? See, yesterday when I was sitting there saying that, that wasn't the biggest lie that Anna had to worry about. It was all the other stuff. What Peter was doing. The fact that he was a danger to Violet and any other kid that's around him. That was what I was sitting there talking about when I was sitting there saying the other lies that she wasn't telling. And, yeah, she pretty much just kind of confesses everything at this point because, well, she doesn't really have a choice. And the thing that Finn is really angry about isn't just the fact about the paternity test. It's the fact that she trusted Valentine with that, but she couldn't trust him with that. And even though that Anna's reasons for that was that, he understood what I was going through, because he also had a relationship similar with Peter. All that didn't matter. But yeah, she told him about the plane crash, the Drew, Drew's plane going down, and Andre Maddox and Franco nearly getting killed. And at that point, Finn was even more angrier. Finn was like, and you let this psychopath around my daughter. And of course, Anna was like, well, I wouldn't have let anything happen to her. Anna, at this point, why even sit there and say that? Why? What is the point of you sitting there saying that? I wouldn't let anything happen to her. You know what? I can really dissect that whole comment. I'm just not going to. We're just going to leave it at that. Because we all know how stupid that sounds. Anyway, she continues to sit there and say she's sorry. And then she gets a call from Roberts, and they're saying all hell's about to break loose, and you need to come down here and deal with this. She cries, she says I'm sorry, and yada yada yada, and then she leaves. And it's funny too, because she was sitting there saying like, oh well, I was sitting there thinking about Jordan and Curtis, and I was like, why don't you just leave those two out of it? They got their own little mess that they gotta sit there and figure out. Why don't you just leave them out of it? Because Boo Boo, you got your own issues to kind of worry about. But anyway, she walked downstairs, and that pretty much ended that. Just sitting there thinking about the time where Finn and Violet moved out to the Metro Court because he thought that Peter was a danger. Anna reassured him that Peter was fine. He was A-okay. He was practically a Boy Scout. So you can move back in. Cool. Yep. Good times. And then the last scene I think we have is Chase and Jackie. Pretty much all they really did was talk about Finn and Anna's relationship. And, Jackie was like, listen, you gotta sit there and kind of remember something. That it's a lot more complicated than you think it is, From the outside, it's a lot more complicated, to the actual two people. And then, of course, they talked about they talked about they talk about her and Gregory's marriage and how it fell apart, and growing up, and honestly, to tell you the truth, Chase just felt bad because he's been sitting there trying to get them together for so long, but he didn't really realize what she was going through with Gregory, and them growing apart, and people just mess up, and it's not all fairy tales, pretty much. Yeah, that was it. They didn't really talk about anything else. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt like they were filler. If we're gonna be honest, I felt like they were filler, and I felt like Jax was filler, and it makes me more angrier that Jax was filler in this episode. Here's the thing. I mean, I've been watching this almost for as long as the whole love triangle with Jax and Brenda and Sonny, and Jax has been a very important part in this show. I mean, when fans heard that Jax was coming back permanently and not just coming in and popping off and leaving and coming back and whatever he was doing on B&B, I think, right, B&B? People were excited. And granted, it's nice to sit there and play a supporting role every once in a while, but you would sit there and think the amount of fans that he has, how great they made that character, that he was in it for 5 minutes the most, and then we didn't see him for the rest of the episode. I mean, imagine if they did that with Sonny, or heaven forbid, Luke. Not saying he's as good as Luke, but I'm just saying. Anyway, with that being said, I think that's actually about it. Yeah, I had to pull some punches with Maxie, but I'm damn sure was not going to be doing that with Nina. And anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Be safe, everyone. I will catch you in the next video.